Hello friends, welcome back again to my channel. Today we will discuss the first chapter of your supplementary reader, The Third Level by Jack Finney. Our discussion will be divided into three sections. First we will go through a general introduction, then we will read the text, and at last we will see the questions and answers. So for the first section, I have prepared a mind map. Let us go to the mind map and have a general introduction to the chapter. The chapter was authored by Walter Braden, or his pen name is Jack Finney. He was an American author. His best known works are science fictions and thrillers, including The Body Snatchers and Time and Again. For this chapter, that is the third level, the important characters that will come across during the text are only three. Number one, the Charlie. Charlie is a 31-year New York citizen in USA. He is the protagonist of this story. Another character is his wife, Louisa. And the third one, Charlie's psychiatrist friend, Sam Wiener. These three are the only important character in this whole story. To talk about the theme, two major themes have been used in this chapter. First is the time travel, and the second is escapism. The author has become extremely successful in depicting psychologically disturbed state of the protagonist. And the name of the protagonist is Charlie. He is a 31-year middle class citizen of New York who is in search of some refuge. He wants some escape, like everybody, from the modern day life, which is full of worries, insecurities, war, fear, and anxieties. Everyone wants to escape, and Charlie also. So, Charlie has developed a waking dream wish fulfillment for his escape from the grim realities of the world. His travel, his time travel is to 1894, to the third level, and from third level he wants to take train to Galesburg in Illinois. This Galesburg in 1894 has been considered the happiest time and place by Charlie. He says once he has visited the third level, he went there, but he couldn't get the tickets to Galesburg because he was not having proper currency. Because in the old days, currency or the bills were of different style, and nowadays we are using different type of currency. So he was not having proper currency to buy tickets, so he came back. But after that, he couldn't get to the third level anymore, so he was unable to go to Galesburg. He discussed this problem with a psychiatrist friend. His name is Sam. He discussed the problem. And his psychiatrist friend told him that this is a waking dream wish fulfillment, just like a dream with open eyes. We try to fulfill to escape from the realities of the world, the anxieties, the war, the fear, and the worries of the modern day world. Everyone wants to escape, and so Charlie is also seeking such kind of wish fulfillment. But in between, Charlie and his wife, they got the news that Sam is missing. Sam got missing, and after a futile search, they couldn't find him. In between, Charlie becomes busy in another hobby, that is philately. Philately means collection of postage stamps. This is also an indicator of escape from realities. Charlie, after his grandfather, continued this hobby of philately. His grandfather was also having this hobby of collecting stamps. This is not only the study of the stamps or collection of stamps, this is study of a postal history, because from a very long time you are collecting the stamps and you are having a history with you. The important part of this collection is his first day covers. What is a first day cover? First day cover is when a new stamp is issued by the government, the philatelist will go to the office. He will purchase 2 tickets, one for his collection and the other one he will paste on an envelope, and he will post this envelope to himself, because some authentication is required. So there will be a stamp on the postage of date. This date will be an authentication that this postage stamp has been issued on this particular date. This first day cover generally remains blank. It is a blank envelope, but sometimes a blank paper could be inside. Such kind of first day covers are collected by Charlie and his grandfather also. He is having a huge collection of such stamps. In his stamp collection, he find a first day cover that was written by Sam and addressed to Charlie's grandfather. He opened it and read it. Sam has written in his letter that the third level does exist. He has reached Galesburg and started his own business there. There are 2 explanations we will discuss during the study of our text regarding this letter of Sam, because this is very important concerning your CBSE questions. So now we are going to the second part of our discussion, that is reading the original text. Friends, this is the original text of your book. Let us read the text. The president of the New York Central and the New York, New Haven and Hartford railroads will swear on a stake of timetables that there are only 2. All such officials are very much sure by making a solemn statement. Swear means making a solemn statement about the levels of the Grand Central Station, that there are only two. But I say there are three because I have been on the third level of the Grand Central Station. Yes, I have taken the obvious step. I talked to a psychiatrist friend of mine. Among others, I told him about the third level at Grand Central Station, and he said it was a waking dream wish fulfillment. He said I was unhappy. After analyzing my psychological condition, my psychologist friend said me that I was unhappy, and that made my wife kind of mad. Means my private life is also getting affected with that. But he explained that he meant the modern world is full of insecurity, fear, war, worry, and all the rest of it. And that I just want to escape. A person wants the only thing, that is happiness, and for happiness he want to be escaped from everything, every worry, insecurity, war, fear, etc. Everybody I know wants to escape, like Charlie. Everybody wants to escape, but they don't wander down into any third level at Grand Central Station. But that is the reason, he said, and my friend all agreed. Everything points to it. They claimed my stamp collecting, for example, that is a temporary refuse from reality, refuse, escape. Well, maybe, but my grandfather did not need any refuse from reality. Things were pretty nice and peaceful in his day, from all I hear, and he started my collection. Charlie gives a fact that his grandfather was not at all having any kind of fear or war or insecurity, but even though he was having a stamp collection, he started this stamp collection, which Charlie continued after that. It's a nice collection too. Blocks of four of practically every US issue, first day covers, and so on. President Roosevelt collected stamps too, you know. He is giving some kind of explanation to his psychiatrist friend. Anyway, here is what happened at Grand Central. One night last summer, I worked late at the office. I was in a hurry to get uptown to my apartment, so I decided to take the subway. Subway is the shortcut tunnel from Grand Central because it is faster than the bus. Now I don't know why this should have happened to me. I am just an ordinary guy named Charlie, 31-year-old, and I was wearing a tan gabardine suit. Gabardine is a kind of fabric, a hard fabric to make suits. Tan is the color. Light brown color is called tan. Tan gabardine suit and a straw hat, a hat made of straw with a fancy band. I passed a dozen men who looked just like me, and I wasn't trying to escape from anything. I just wanted to get home to Louisa, my wife. I turned into the Grand Central from Vanderbilt Avenue. He is reaching from his office to his home where his wife is waiting, and went down the steps to the first level. He reached the first level of the Grand Central Station, where you take trains like the 20th century. Then I walked down another flight to the second level, where the suburban trains leave from, ducked into an arched doorway heading for the subway. Subway means a tunnel under a road for use by pedestrians, and got lost. That is easy to do. I have been in and out of Grand Central Station hundreds of times, but I am always bumping into new doorways, bumping, run into, run into new doorways and stairs and corridors. Means he has created this fantasy, this fiction that Grand Central Station is growing like a tree. New doors and new corridors, new balconies, new station are being regularly built, and he is visiting also. Once I got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out a lobby in the lobby of a Roosevelt Hotel. Another time I came up in an office building on 46th Street, 3 blocks away. In his imagination, he is starting his journey from Grand Central Station, and when he wake up, he was at the sometimes he is at the Roosevelt Hotel, or sometimes at the this 3 blocks away building. Means in between from the Grand Central to such building, what happened he doesn't know. Sometimes I think Grand Central is growing like a tree, pushing out new corridors, staircases like roots. Corridor is a long passage in a building from which, suppose this is a passage from which rooms are attached and doors open towards the corridor. There is probably a long tunnel that nobody knows about, feeling its way under the city right now, on its way to Times Square, and maybe another to Central Park. And maybe because for so many people through the years, Grand Central has been an exit, a way of escape. This idea may have come to the minds of other people to escape from the harsh realities of the world also. Maybe that is how the tunnel I got into, but I never told my psychiatrist friend about that idea. The corridor I was in began angling left, angling, turning left and slanting downwards. And I thought that was wrong, but I kept on walking. All I could hear was the empty sound of my own footsteps. Nobody was there except the protagonist, Charlie. And I didn't pass a soul. Any person did not pass. Then I heard that sort of hollow, echoing sound at some distance. Some sort of a hollow roar ahead. That means open space and people talking. The tunnel turned sharp left. I went down a short flight of stairs and came out on the third level. From this point onwards, the title of the chapter has been taken, The Third Level at Grand Central Station. For just a moment, I thought I was back on the second level, but I saw the room was smaller. Look at the specialties, the special things he noticed at the third level. I saw the room was smaller. There were fewer ticket windows, train gates, and the information booth in the center was wood and old looking. And the man in the booth wore a green eye shade and long black sleeve protectors. The lights were dim and sort of flickering. The light was not continuously burning, but it is flickering. Sometimes it burns and turns, sometimes it is not showing any light. Then I saw why they were open flame gas lights, because the lights were gas lights. They are used earlier times to get some light. There were brass spittoons on the floor. Spittoon, specially designed brass bowls or some other containers that is made for spitting into. On the floor and across the station, a glint of light caught my eye. A man was pulling a gold watch from his vest pocket. Earlier, watches were kept into the pocket, tied to a chain. He snapped open the cover, glanced at his watch and frowned. Frowned. He opened his watch, noticed the time, and he frowned. Frown means furrow one's brows in an expression indicating disapproval, displeasure. He noticed the time in the watch and he showed his displeasure. He wore a derby hat, a black four-button suit with tiny lapels, and he had a big black handlebar mustaches. Mustache means handlebar means which is hand gripped at each end. When the mustaches grow longer and we used to hand grip made a hand grip at each end. That is called hand labor mustaches. Then I looked around and saw that everyone in the station was dressed like 1890 something. I never saw so many beards, sideburns, and fancy mustaches. Sideburns means here in front of our ears on the face. A woman walked in through the train gate. She wore a dress with the leg of mutton sleeves and skirts to the top of her high buttoned shoes. Back of her, out on the tracks, I caught a glimpse of a locomotive, a very small, and name written on the locomotive is Courier and Ives locomotive with a funnel shaped stake. And then knew, I knew that this is perfectly the third level. To make sure, one more evidence he required. So, to make sure, I walked over to a newsboy and glanced at the stack of papers at his feet. It was The World. The name of the newspaper was there. The World. You can see here also. The World has not been published for years. The lead story said something about President Cleveland. I found I have found that the front page since in the public library files and it was printed June 11, 1894. He confirmed the date from the newspaper and he was sure that he was on the third level. I turned toward the ticket windows. Now he is turning toward the ticket window to ask two tickets for Galesburg in Illinois. One for him and the other for his wife. On the third level at Grand Central, I could buy tickets that would take Louisa and me anywhere in the United States we wanted to go. In the year 1894, and I wanted two tickets to Galesburg, Illinois. And the year is 1894. Have you ever been there? It is a wonderful town still with big old frame houses, huge lawns, tremendous trees whose branches meet overhead and roof the streets. And in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long, and people sat out on their lawns, the men smoking cigars, talking quietly, the women waving palm leaf fans with the fireflies all around. In a peaceful world, Charlie thinks, Charlie fantasizes that the life in Galesburg in 1894 was quite peaceful. People were having an enjoyable life. They were enjoying their life. They were having full time with the family. They were spending time with the family, their wives, and in the evenings they used to set out and enjoy. To be back there with the First World War still 20 years off and World War Second over 40 years in the future, I wanted two tickets for that. I want I want two tickets to roll back time. This is called time traveling. When Charlie tries to time travel into 1894, he wants to roll back to 1894. He thinks that life was happier, life was beautiful before the Second World War, before the First World War in 1894. The clerk figured the fare. He glanced at my fancy headband, but he figured the fare, and I had enough for 2 coach tickets. One way. Only he has money to go there. But when I counted out the money and looked up, the clerk was staring at me. He nodded at the bills, nodded, refused with gesture. That ain't money, mister. He made the remark that ain't money, mister. And if you are trying to skin me, cheat me, you won't get very far. And he glanced at the cash drawer beside him. Of course, the money was old style bills. The currency he was having in his drawer was quite different from the money Charlie was having. Half again as big as the money we use nowadays, and different looking. I turned away and got out fast because he was afraid of catching by the police or going into the jail for using some fake money. There is nothing nice about jail. Even in 1894, jails were not at all a nice place, even in 1894. And that was that. I left the same way I came, I suppose. This is a supposition. This is here. Charlie is not sure that he came out of the same way he entered or some other way. This is not at all mentioned in this chapter that how Charlie exited from the third level. Next day, during lunch hour, I drew $300 out of the bank, nearly all we had, and bought old style currency that really worried my psychiatrist friend. You can buy old money at almost any coin dealers, but you have to pay a premium, some commission amount you have to pay, and you can buy old currency. My $300 bought less than 200 in old style bills, but I didn't care. Eggs were 13 cents a dozen in 1894, means things were cheaper in 1894, so I do not care about the commission amount that I had to pay. But I have never again found the corridor that leads to the third level at Grand Central Station, although I have tried often enough. Charlie tried so many times to get to the third level again and then buy two tickets to Galesburg, but he failed. Louisa was pretty worried when I told her all this. His personal life is also getting affected with such kind of psychological nostalgia in his mind, and didn't want me to look for the third level anymore. And after a while, I stopped. Ultimately, Charlie stopped seeking the third level. I went back to my stamps and again started his hobby of collecting stamps. But now we are both looking every weekend because now we have proof that the third level is still there. In his stamp collections, he is trying to show a proof that third level does exist, and now both are looking. My friend Sam Wiener disappeared. Nobody knew where, but I sort of suspected because Sam is a city boy and I used to tell him about Galesburg. The idea of going to Galesburg and the happier life in Galesburg in 1894 has been given by Charlie to his friend. I went to school there, and he always said he liked the sound of the place and that is where he is. All right, in 1894. Because one night, now, the reason he is showing that why he is and his wife also, they both are sure that the third level does exist. Because one night, fussing busy with my stamp collection, I found Well, do you know what a first day cover is? He found a first day cover. And what the first day cover is? When a new stamp is issued, stamp collectors buy some and use them to mail envelopes to themselves. On the very first day of sale, and the postmark proves the date. Envelope is called a first day cover. They are never opened. You just put blank paper in the envelope. There is no letter inside, but actually there is blank paper. That night, among my oldest first day covers, I found one that should not have been there, but there it was. It was there because someone had mailed it to my grandfather and his home in Galesburg. That is what the address on the envelope said. And it had been there since July 18, 1894. The date on the envelope is of July 18, 1894. Postmark showed that. Yet I didn't remember it at all. The stamp was a 6 cent, dull brown, with a picture of President Garfield. Naturally, when the envelope came to Granddad in the mail, it went right into his collection and stayed there till I took it out and opened it. The paper inside wasn't blank, it reads. The paper inside was not blank, as is usually the case with the first day covers, but this is not blank. There is a letter from Sam to Charlie. He is writing his address that he is in Galesburg, Illinois, July 18, 1894. He is writing this letter to Charlie, but the address on the envelope was of his grandfather. I got to wishing that you were right. Then I got to believing that you were right, and Charlie, it is true. I found the third level. I have been here 2 weeks, and right now, down the street at the Dailies, someone is playing a piano, and they are all out on the front porch singing Seeing Nearly Home. Seeing Nearly Home is a very famous song of 1890s. And I am invited over for lemonade. Come on back, Charlie and Louisa. Keep looking till you find the third level. He is inviting Charlie and his wife to come to the third level. It is worth, and believe me, he says that believe me, the third level is worth of some importance. And note is signed as Sam. At the stamp and coin store I go to, I found out that Sam bought $800 worth of old style currency that ought to set him up in a nice little hay feed and grain business. He wanted to start a business, so he changed his all currency and he may have started the business. He always said that is what he really wished he could do, and he certainly cannot go back to his old business. Not in Galesburg, Illinois in 1894, his old business. Why, Sam was my psychiatrist. Here, the letter is very important concerning the existence of the third level because Sam was a psychiatrist and he is himself writing this letter in 1894. There could be two explanations for that. The one is that this could be a kind of treatment to a patient who is suffering from some psychological problem, some mental problem. And the second one is that Sam himself was under some stress, some worry, some tension, some anxiety of this modern world, and he was trying to find some kind of escape from the realities of the modern world. And he found the idea suggested by Charlie more entertaining, more attractive than the others, and he chose the same idea of finding the third level and reaching Galesburg in 1894, because Charlie explained him that life in 1894 in Galesburg, Illinois was more happier, more beautiful than the modern one. This second idea is more satisfying to me because here is an evidence in the chapter that Sam wished to start a business of hay, feed, and grain with his all collected money of $800. So here is the evidence, and I suggest that the second explanation is better than the first one. So this is all about the text of this chapter, friends, and now we will go to the last section of our discussion, that is questions and answers. First we will see the answers for these textual questions. These are mentioned in your text. What is the third level? Explain. This is the first question. What does the third level refer to? This is the first question. And then there is another question. Yes. Would Charlie ever go back to the ticket counter on the third level to buy tickets to Galesburg for himself and his wife? And then some more questions are given at the last. Among these, if you are only preparing first 4 questions, that would suffice, I think, as per my consideration. So let us have a look at the answers as well. So question number 1 is, what does the third level refer to? Third level is, it is a medium of escape for the protagonist Charlie from the insecurities, war, anxieties, and worries of the modern day world. In fact, Grand Central Station has only 2 levels, but a third level has been imagined by Charlie there to get train to reach Galesburg, Illinois of 1984. Question number 2 is, what would Charlie ever go back? Would Charlie ever go back to the ticket counter on the third level to buy tickets to Galesburg for himself and his wife? We know that Charlie couldn't go back because he couldn't find the right corridor again. No, Charlie couldn't go back to the ticket counter on the third level as it was his fantasy. In real, the Grand Central Station has only 2 levels. So this is the most appropriate answer as per my opinion. Do you think that the third level was a medium of escape for Charlie? Yes, we know. The third level is a medium of escape for Charlie. Sam, his psychiatrist friend, explained him that the modern life is full of insecurities, fear, war, and worries. Man has to face a lot of anxieties and complexities of the modern life. This makes him unpleasant, unhappy, and even unbearable. So he wants some escape in a world which he wished. He wanted to escape from the modern world and to reach his imagined or fantasy world. Sam calls it a waking, this is waking, not walking. This is waking dream wish fulfillment. During one such incident, he fantasized to be on the third level where everything is just like 1980s and tried to buy two tickets to reach his favorite place, Galesburg, Illinois. But he failed for not having proper bills of currency. Later, he could not get to the third level anymore, but his search continued till the end of the chapter. Now, the next question is, what do you infer from Sam's letter to Charlie? This question I think is more important than the others. I consider it as the most important question from this chapter. Charlie found the letter of Sam in his collection of first day covers. The date mentioned on it is July 18, 1894. The postage stamp showed the picture of President Garfield. Sam tells through letter that Charlie was right. Third level does exist in the Grand Central Station, and he has reached Galesburg. Life in Galesburg is very easy and enjoying. He also invited him to come to Galesburg with his wife. There could be two explanations for such statement. First is that Sam may also have been seeking some refuge from the complexities of the modern world, and the idea shared by Charlie seemed convincing to him. The second one is that Sam may have been trying to apply some psychological therapy on his patient Charlie. These two explanations we have earlier discussed while reading the original text. Next question is, the modern world is full of insecurity, fear, war, worry, and stress. What are the ways in which we attempt to overcome them? By which ways we can overcome our insecurities, fear, war, and worries of the modern world? In order to escape from the harsh realities of the insecurities, war, worries, and anxieties of the routine and fast life, we all try to be involved in some activity based hobbies. We spend time with our family or friends. We go on trips to some new places. We write our diaries, reading books, or take help of a meditation to be healthy and psychologically balanced. In the chapter The Third Level, the protagonist is having a hobby of philately. Philately is the collecting of stamps and first day covers since his grandfather's time. In order to avoid the insecurity, fear, war, worries, and stress of his life, Charlie fantasized that there is a third level in the Grand Central Station. He wants to take train to Galesburg in 1984, which was considered by him more peaceful and enjoyable. We have discussed all these facts recently. So let us see the next question. Do you see an intersection of time and space in the story? This is very important question because the question is based on the theme. Theme of the chapter is the intersection of time and space. Yes. Now let us see the answer. We will analyze the whole incidents of the chapter and then we will conclude that Charlie has traveled in the past while he is living his life in the present. This is called intersection of time and space as well. Yes, some instances of the story are based on the time travel and show an intersection of time and space. Firstly, in the present time, there are only two levels in the Grand Central Station, while Charlie takes us to the third level in 1890s. The first instance. Second instance is Charlie, even though being present in the present time, he wished to buy two tickets to Galesburg, thus exchanges his all savings with old style currency. Once Charlie had been on the third level but couldn't buy tickets as he was not having old style currency which was in use during 1890s. To ensure that it is 1890s, he checked the date on the newspaper. The name of the newspaper was The World, and the date was 11th of June 1980. Sorry, this is 1894, not 1984. The construction of the third level and clothes of the people were also of old style, while Charlie was wearing tan gabardine suit and a straw hat and a fancy band on it also. Charlie found a letter from his psychiatrist friend Sam of 18th July 1984. Sorry, this is not 1984. This is 1894. In his collection of the first day covers addressed to his grandfather, while Sam and Charlie both live in the present. So these are the instances which show that there is the intersection of time and space, proving that the story is perfectly showing or perfectly depicting the theme of time travel by Charlie and Sam. Friends, in the last section, I am showing you the mind map of the whole chapter. I hope that you will prepare this mind map in your notebooks so as to revise the whole chapter in one go. I have prepared this mind map according to my own convenience of learning. You can draw, you can frame the instances or this mind map as per your convenience, as per your learning of the text. So, this will be a beautiful idea to learn the chapter in just one go. So, friends, this is the mind map of this chapter, the third level. Here I have tried to summarize all the facts mentioned in the text. This mind map has 7 main topics. These are: what is the third level at Grand Central Station? Visit to a psychiatrist friend. Then Charlie's visit to the third level. Charlie's unfulfilled plan to visit Galesburg. Then comes Sam's missing philately. What is philately? And the last but not the least, letter from Sam. In these 7 points, I have tried my best to summarize the whole chapter. You can take a screenshot of this mind map, and I suggest you to draw this mind map in your notebooks for quick revision of the whole chapter. Thank you very much. This is all about this chapter. I hope you will revise this chapter 2 or 3 times, and this will be quite beneficial for your preparation of CBSE examination. Thank you very much. जय हिंद, जय भारत।